how do you install a vinyl pool liner? Now, aside from all the preparation and the measurements and all the other things which I've talked about in my other videos, how do you physically install the liner? How does this part of the process go? So in an average pool, an average pool would be one that has a concrete floor or a grout bottom floor, hard bottom floor ultimately, and a swimming pool that you can clean, get in, and walk around, not leaving divots in the floor like maybe with a sand bottom pool. That's what I'll consider to be an average swimming pool here. So to put a liner in an average swimming pool, you take the old liner out of the old pool, you clean the pool, you tape the edges where all of the wall seams meet and where the coping meets the top of the wall. You tape everything such that you can get the best possible vacuum seal. You install all of the gaskets that you're going to need on the skimmers and returns and steps, and then you install the new liner. Again, assuming the pool has been totally cleaned by this point. New liner goes in, you turn on the vacuums, and here's the part that you're not understanding. So wait a minute, so I just turn on the vacuums and that's it, everything just magically pulls back into place? Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much how it goes. You turn on the vacuums, and if you've done a good job and you've got the liner oriented correctly, then it'll start to suck back into place, and the job of the installer is essentially walk around in the pool, usually with no shoes on, or if you are wearing shoes, you're for sure not having any rocks or screws stuck into the treads of your shoes. You walk around and you gently kick the liner into place. And what you're doing there is you're just giving it the final little bits of manipulation such that when I turned on the vacuum, there might have been a wrinkle or two in the floor of the shallow end. But when I go over to the wall and I kind of just kick the liner where it's coving a little bit, where the floor meets the wall, I give it a couple of soft kicks there, and those wrinkles now get pulled over to the cove and they disappear. That's the job of the installer as you're installing a vinyl liner. So you turn on the vacuum, you kind of walk around, you just kick it into place, you position the liner where you want it to be. Once you have the liner in the position that you want it to stay in forever, now you start the water in the pool. So that's the process of installing the vinyl liner, is the vacuum holds the liner in place, you put it right where you want it, now you start the water. The water slowly fills up. If you run from like a garden hose, the average house will take about 24 hours to fill a regular sized swimming pool from empty up to about 6 inches of water covering the floor of the shallow end. That's kind of the universal number for when it is safe to turn off the vacuum in the pool. Once you have 6 inches of water covering the floor of the shallow end, if you turn off the vacuum, the liner, it's going to move a little bit because now it's not sucked tight against the walls, it's kind of loose a little bit, but the floor can't move at all. Even a few inches of water on the floor weighs an astronomical amount, and that floor will never move. If you needed to move it, let's say that we were talking earlier about a wrinkle in the floor or whatever, what if you didn't do what I did and kicked it out at the time and you filled it up and you let water, even by a couple of inches, cover that wrinkle? Good luck moving it. It feels like there's a truck parked on top of it. So when you install the liner, you kick out all the wrinkles first. Only when it's exactly how you want it to be in a finished product do you start the water. Once the water reaches about 6 inches, or maybe a safer number might be a foot of water in the shallow end of the pool, you turn off the vacuum. Typically at that point, the installer will remove all the vacuums and connect the liner back into the track, and they might cut out some of the flanges, like the steps if you have steps, or the skimmer, or more likely the returns at that point, and then continue filling up the water from there up to the operational level so that they can do the startup of the pool. And that's the process of how to get it done. If you found this information helpful, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you can check out my website, swimmingpoolsteve.com.